Hey guys, what's in this video? I want to compare the specs and features of the LG G Pro 2 versus the LG G2. So first of all, starting off from the display, we get a 5.9-inch display on the LG G Pro 2 versus a 5.2-inch display on the LG G2. And in terms of the resolution, both devices has a 1080p display, and in terms of the PPI, we get a 373 PPI on the G Pro 2 versus a 423 PPI on the LG G2, and both displays are IPS LCD displays. In terms of the software, both devices come with Android 4.4 KitKat, and in terms of the weight, the LG G Pro 2 is heavier as compared to the LG G2 at about 172 gram versus 143 gram on the LG G2. In terms of the thickness on both devices, the LG G Pro 2 is actually slimmer as compared to the LG G2 despite having a bigger screen. We get 8.3mm of thickness on the G Pro 2 versus a 8.9mm of thickness on the LG G2. In terms of the hardware, we get a Qualcomm Snapdragon 800 processor on both of the devices, and both have 4 cores clocked at 2.2 GHz, and both have Adreno 330 GPU. But on the G Pro 2, we get 3 GB of RAM versus 2 GB of RAM on the LG G2. In terms of the built-in storage, we get 32 GB of built-in storage and 24 GB, almost 24 GB of storage available, user available. And also in terms of the micro SD slot option, which is only available to the G Pro 2 and is not available on the G2. In terms of the camera, both devices comes with a 13 megapixel camera with LED flash, but the difference here is the quality. We get a optical image stabilization plus on the LG G Pro 2 versus a standard optical image stabilization on the LG G2. And in terms of the video quality, we can record 4K video, 60 frames per second video, as well as 30 frames per second video on the G Pro 2, whereas the LG G2 can only record a 1080p HD video at 60 frames per second, but it cannot record the video at 4K. And in terms of the front-facing camera, both devices has same front-facing camera, which is 2.1 megapixel, and also the front-facing camera is also capable of recording 1080p HD video. In terms of the battery capacity, we get a slightly higher battery capacity on the G Pro 2 at about 3200 mAh battery versus a 3000 mAh battery on the LG G2. In terms of the availability, the LG G2 was available since 7th August 2013 on all major carriers, AT&T, Sprint, Verizon, and T-Mobile, whereas the LG G Pro 2 was announced on 12 February 2014, like 2 days ago. So it's not available currently in the market, but it will be soon. So yeah, it's good to compare the specs with the LG G2. And also there are some minor improvements as compared to the LG G2, like in the camera and the RAM. So yes, thanks for watching guys, and also subscribe for more videos and vote down below which is the winner, or if you want to upgrade from the LG G2 to the G Pro 2, or if the G Pro 2 is the real competitor to the Galaxy Note 3. So yes, subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Peace out.